What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today, I'm doing my knockout predictions for the Champions League, the entire Champions League knockout bracket. Obviously, we now know what the paths are going to be, starting off with the games that we know are going to happen the round of 16. First up, PSG vs Chelsea. Call me biased, whatever you want. Chelsea going through. 2-1 loss in Paris for the first leg. I do think Chelsea will pull it back in the second leg. PSG just haven't looked the same this season. Chelsea had a good win against Aston Villa, to be fair. Haven't looked that great of late. But obviously did get the big win against PSG in the Club World Cup as well. And yeah, might be a bit of my bias speaking, but I think Chelsea will get it done. Next up, Galatasaray vs Liverpool, a game that we've already seen in this Champions League. Obviously, with Galatasaray getting the win, except this time I think they will lose. I think Liverpool will not lose again at Galatasaray. I think they'll scrape a 1-0 win away, then comfortable 3-1 win at home to go through 4-1 on aggregate. Can't see Galatasaray going through. Maybe they'll win one of the games, but I can't see them being the better team across both. Next up, the biggest clash of the round of 16, you'll have to say, Real Madrid, Man City, although we do see it every season, it feels like. I've got Man City going through. I've gone with a 2-2 draw at the Bernabeu. Can't see Man City winning in the second leg at home. Can't really see Real Madrid going through. I could see them maybe winning at home, losing away, but I don't think Real Madrid are good enough to beat Man City, and I think they'll lose 3-5 on aggregate. Next up, Atalanta vs Bayern Munich. I do think this will be a bit closer than people might think, but I still do think Bayern Munich will go through. A 1-0 away win and a 2-0 home win. Bayern just too good for Atalanta. Atalanta, alright team. Can't see them getting through Bayern though, so yeah. Fairly comfortable Bayern win. Newcastle vs Barcelona. Newcastle team that's just beat Man United. Barca team that's just got knocked out of the Copa del Rey. And I do think that Barca will win overall, as I don't think they'll win at St. James Park for the second time this season. I reckon a 2-2 draw in Newcastle, then a 2-0 Barca win back at the Camp Nou for a 4-2 aggregate win. I think Newcastle will not make the same mistakes they made in the first game earlier this season. I think they will get a draw at home, but I can't see them winning at the Camp Nou. Now we have Atletico Madrid versus a relegation team, Tottenham Hotspur. Can Spurs, do well in Europe again? Not in my opinion. I think they will lose to Atletico Madrid. I can see it being fairly tight though. I do think Atletico will squeeze through with 2 1-0 wins to have an overall 2-0 win on aggregate. Just can't see Spurs going through, and I could also see it being a lot more goals than this, but I don't want to, rub too much salt in the wound for Spurs fans. Next up, Bodo Glimt vs Sporting. One of these teams will be in the quarterfinal. Bit of a battle, not the battle of the minnows, but teams you wouldn't expect to be in this stage, especially Bodo Glimt having to beat Man City, Atletico, and Inter Milan. But I do think they will continue their run. 3-1 win at home, a Bodo Glimt home first leg is always going to be good for them. I think they'll get a comfortable home win, then just fight it out to lose 2-1 away, which puts them through 4-3 in aggregate. To be honest, I mean, if they beat Man City, Atletico, and Inter, they're not going to lose to Sporting, surely. Last but not least, we got Arsenal against Bayer Leverkusen. I see Arsenal pumping them 5-0 on aggregate, 2-0 win away, 3-0 win at home. Can't see Leverkusen doing anything at all to Arsenal, to be honest. I just don't think that they're definitely not as good as they once were, and I just don't think that they're anywhere near Arsenal's level. Well, moving on to the quarterfinals now. Beginning off Chelsea vs Liverpool. My bias has ended this time. I don't think that Chelsea will beat Liverpool. I think maybe a home draw, but then an away loss, even on penalties. I just can't see Chelsea overcoming Liverpool in both legs, despite the win earlier this season. I just don't think it will happen. Man City, Bayern Munich may be a bit controversial, but Bayern Munich, they can basically just rest the whole team in the Bundesliga. I think they'll be up for the Man City game. Man City got to play EFL Cup final, Arsenal title decider games right around this time, I believe. So yeah, I think Bayern Munich will squeeze through Man City. I reckon it'll be pretty tight. Probably only one goal in it, but I do think that Bayern will go through. Then Barca Atleti, we've already seen a two-legged tie between these teams, although I do think it'll go Barca's way this time. A solid home win, maybe a 2-0, and then maybe a draw away or a close win away to send them through by a couple goals over Atleti. They'll get their revenge. And then finally, Bodo Glimt Arsenal. I can't see Bodo Glimt beating Arsenal. I think Arsenal might squeak like a 1-0 win away, then win like 4-0 at home. I can't see Bodo Glimt beating Arsenal, to be honest. Now, moving on to the semi-finals. Liverpool, Bayern Munich, can't see anyone, well, not anyone, can't see Liverpool beating Bayern, that's for sure. I think Bayern will just be too strong for them. They might lose at Anfield, but I reckon they'll get a comfortable win back in Munich. And then Barcelona, Arsenal, I just think they've got too much going on for this. They've got Premier League title race, EFL Cup final, still in the FA Cup. I think Barcelona will just surprise them a bit, get a solid home win, and then there will just be too much for Arsenal to do in the second leg, which leads us to a Bayern Munich Barcelona final, which I believe will go the way of Bayern Munich. I think they'll win the Champions League. I just think because they kind of do what they want in the Bundesliga and still win, I think they will be able to beat Barcelona. Barcelona do have a bit of a shaky defense, although they have a lot of attacking power to overcome some of these other teams, but not Bayern Munich, though. I just think they will be too good, and I think they'll win the Champions League this season. But yeah, that is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.